Hi guys, my name is Ming. I'm a teacher at IELTS Fighter. Before we start, I would like to send a huge congratulations to National Geographic in publishing the new Fighter program. And here we have Sean Birmingham. I hope that's how I say your name. Is that correctly?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm Sean Birmingham from National Geographic Learning.
Okay, so very nice to meet you, Mr. Sean. And before I ask you a question about this series, could you please introduce a little bit about yourself, please?
So I'm the executive editor for National Geographic Learning. I'm based in Singapore, so not far from Vietnam. Oh. And I've been working for the company for, a little more than 20 years.
So what are the 3 adjectives that would best describe the characteristics of this Fighter textbook series?
Right, so 3 adjectives, right? So I think probably the first one would be authentic, because everything in Fighter you'll find is real. It's really about the real world. It covers real topics, real places, real people. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, we believe it's going to be more motivating for students if the content's actually authentic and real. But also, the IELTS exam itself covers real topics. When they do the reading, it will be real, information about real places. When they do the listening, same. So I think authentic is important. What else? Second adjective, I think probably practical, because everything in Fighter is designed to be useful for the students. These are useful test-taking strategies. It's a useful vocabulary, the most useful grammar points, and the most useful test skills that they need, language skills. So it would be selected it to be very focused and very practical. What else? Authentic, practical, maybe eye-opening, I think, would be another adjective. It will raise people's awareness of places and topics maybe they didn't know much about or didn't think they had much interest in, but hopefully they'll get motivated to get into that topic and learn something new and see the world in different perspectives, because that's going to be very important when you take IELTS exam, is to see things from different viewpoints. So hopefully it will be like a journey of discovery for everyone who's using it, both the students and the teachers.
That sounds amazing. So there's authentic, practical, and eye-opening, and I really do hope that's what our students will actually get to experience after this program, because I do agree that the IELTS exam is it certainly isn't an easy test to take, because it covers an extensive areas. There's regular life topics, and then there's more academic topics as well. So I really do believe that this program will be very helpful for our students. Thank you very much. I do have another question for Ms. Bettina Liu. Can you please introduce a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Bettina Liu from National Geographic. I'm the Senior Development Editor based in Taiwan. I've been working in National Geographic Learning for about 9 years. Yeah, it's also a long time. Yeah.
This is amazing. We've got people from all around the world connecting at one right now. All right, so Miss Bettina, I do have a question for you. So from this Fighter program, what kind of learning outcomes are expected to that our students are expected to get after this?
There are 5 Fighter levels, so the learning outcomes differ depending on the Fighter levels. For Fighter 1 to 3, students are expected to get a very strong language foundation and also develop their learning motivation. So the emphasis of these 3 levels is on the practice of the 4 language skills and also the language micro skills through motivating and inspiring content. And differently for Fighter 4 and 5, the learning outcomes are different. Because with the skills students have developed from Fighter 1 to 3, they are now required to familiarize themselves with the IELTS test format. So that's the 2 different learning outcomes for different levels. And in the whole, it is expected that before the students take the exam, the IELTS test, they can be equipped with what they need the language skills and strategies, and also the exam skills and strategies. And the most importantly, the motivation in learning English. So that should be the learning outcome for we expect the student.
That's amazing. I really do believe that students, when they're practicing for the IELTS test, they're not only, you know, studying the vocabulary and the grammar and the language itself to take the test, but also I think it would be really great if they would study it to be able to use it in real life as a skill. So yeah, that sounds really, really amazing. Thank you so much. And we've also got Mr. Christopher Street. Yep,
that's right.
Very nice to meet you. Could
Hi.
you please introduce a little bit about yourself?
Yep. So I'm Chris. Like Sean, I'm based in Singapore.
Oh.
And I've been with National Geographic Learning for about the same time as Bettina, for about 10 years. So also quite a long time, but only half as long as Sean. So it's not that long in comparison.
That's still a decade long. That is
it feels like a long time for good reasons.
Oh, that's amazing to hear. Right, so Mr. Christopher, I would like to ask you a question that so as we know, there are 5 different levels to the Fighter program, right? So how would you say the 5 levels of this would support student in learning at different IELTS bands?
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's okay, I'll give you a football analogy, because today is the start of the Premier League season, the new Premier League season. I'm very excited about it myself, so I came up with a football analogy. You shouldn't teach people to shoot until they learn how to control the ball.
Wow.
That's my analogy. And in Fighter 1 to 3, we're teaching students, helping them control the ball. This is the core foundational skills that they need. We don't go too fast, too quickly. So in Fighter 1 to 3, as Sean explained during his presentation, we teach all these core skills, core language skills, exam strategies, and academic skills, and critical thinking skills that they need as a foundation before they can move on to the higher levels and really do the exam for real. So once you get to Fighter 4 to 5, this is where the students are learning how to shoot. They're practicing the key tasks that they need to do, which is to complete the IELTS exam. At those levels, we focus on the test itself. We look at the task types, the question types, and we give them lots of practice doing that, so they will become expert IELTS test takers, which is quite difficult to say.
Wow, thank you so much. I really agree that having a strong foundation, it's much needed, and it's a vital part of taking this IELTS exam. They need to know what is expected of them, and also I think with the whole analytical skills that they get to develop, the analytical skills and critical thinking, it doesn't only help them with the IELTS test, but also in higher education as well, right, in regards to university, or we say masters as well. So that is very helpful for hopefully for all of the students. And I cannot wait for our students to get their hands on this program and get to give it a try. And I'm excited myself as a teacher. So thank you so much for sharing about this program, and thank you for joining us today as well.
No problem.
Thank you.
Nice to speak to you.